Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Aurora Seas. So today I have another reaction video for you all. My hair is a little messy today because I didn't wash it. Disclaimer, whatever. Okay, today's reaction video is brought to you by The Green Witch, and this video is called Love Spell: Finding a New Relationship, Enhancing Current Relationship, Building Self-Love. So this sounds promising. Let's just get into it. If you're new to my channel, basically I'm going to be using my psychic sense to read the energy of these spells and tell y'all what I see, if they're good, if they're bad, if they're evil and they like possess you, if they're amazing and safe. I'll tell you guys everything that I see and I will not hold back. So without further ado, let's get into the spell.
Hello there guys, I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Annie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a simple little love spell. Or rather, a love talisman. And for those of you that don't know, a talisman is an object designed to attract something to its owner, like money, protection, happiness, or, well, in this case, love. This bit, and then I accidentally deleted it all. So part of this video is refilmed right now, and the last part is already filmed. So sorry if there's a little bit of a weird gap in there, but I'll
So like, so far, so good. That doesn't happen often, but I haven't, yeah. So far, so good.
I'll say when I switch over to the other film, and I'll do my best to try to fill in everything I forgot, or rather, deleted. But anyways, since Valentine's Day is around the corner, I thought doing a little love spell would be a fun, perfectly timed thing. This particular spell is designed to be customizable for 3 different purposes: to draw love or a relationship to you, to enhance a current relationship, or to build self-love. Now, before I begin, love spells can be a little tricky, and they do teeter or walk this line that is hard to balance.
So I see like the word truth. There's like a capital T like in her forehead, and then the R-U, how do you spell truth? The R-U-T-H like going down. So that's good.
This really only applies when you're seeking the love of someone else and isn't necessarily relevant for self-love spells. But even if you are creating this specific spell for self-love purposes, I still think it's a good idea to keep this in mind for future reference. So if you don't know already, I'm a Wiccan, and one of the biggest ideas in Wicca is if it harms none, do what you will. And love spells, when done improperly, can be harmful. It may not easily seem like a love spell would be harmful because there isn't anything malicious about it. But malicious intent isn't the only definition of harm within spell work. If you word it improperly or write it in such a way that takes away somebody's free will and ability to choose, well, you'd be harming that person. Taking away a person's autonomy goes against Wiccan beliefs. And I know not everyone of you here follows that faith, but any witch, regardless of their beliefs, should respect the rights an individual has to their freedom of choice. And personally, I believe that taking that away is wrong. And because of all this, love spells do tend to walk a line. If you do them properly, you do them correctly, you're careful, you make sure to not manipulate somebody's ability to choose, then you're golden. And I know not every witch in the world will agree with me on this. I feel like most people probably don't want to do that, because it does come back around to you. Okay, now that that disclaimer's out of the way. Like I said earlier, I wrote the spell in such a way that it could be used for 3 different purposes. To attract new love, renew old love, or seed self-love. For the most part, each form of this love talisman is fairly similar, and I've left certain aspects fairly open.
She has a cherub, like a little baby angel on her right shoulder, and then she has like a there's like the devil and the angel. See, she has like little baby angel cherub, and then on the other shoulder it's like a creepy, not so happy baby angel thing. So I don't know what that's about, but.
And as to allow for some freedom of design, because I find that when you add a personal touch to your spell work, it tends to work out a little better. However, the components do diverge a bit, and I'll touch on all the different ingredients you need for each of those 3 different subsets. All in all, though, it's a really lovely spell, a lovely love spell, and I hope you enjoy. Here's the part that I didn't delete. So to start, you have to gather all your ingredients. For the most part, in the beginning, all of the 3 separate spell ways are very similar.
She's like, I hear that she's stuck in her abdomen. Like there's a piece of her that's like stuck in that area of her body. And it almost feels like it has something to do with the fact that some of the witchy Wiccan stuff that is taught, she does not like, it's not part of what she believes in. It almost feels like there is like a piece of her that's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like some of this is good, some of this in my heart I know is like not great, so I don't know.
You'll need 1 pink or red pouch. If you don't have one that is pink or red, you can dye it. That's what I personally did in this iteration. I had a white little muslin bag. I know I say bag weird, we've been over this before, sorry, can't hold it. And I chose to dye it pink with hibiscus tea. However, you could also use red wine. Kind of just depends on what you have on hand or what you have access to, because I know not everybody is going to be drinking red wine. But both hibiscus tea and red wine have love qualities, and that's what we're looking for here.
If y'all are under 21, you better not have red wine. But if you do, send me some. That's a joke. Don't. Nope, that was a joke. Disclaimer, don't send me wine.
You'll also need a strip of pink paper. I didn't have pink paper. I dyed it the same way I dyed my bag. Something red to write with, a pen, a pencil, you could even go with a crayon. Dried rose petals. A deep pink color is preferred, but not mandatory. 2 apple seeds. However, only use 1 apple seed if you are making this pouch for self-love. A piece of rose quartz, a piece of clear quartz, and a purple ribbon.
First of all, this is a lot of work to go through a love spell. Like, this is a lot of ingredients. This is a lot. I don't even know if I would do this if I was like crushing hard on someone. I might stop at apple seed. I don't know.
You'll need any materials that you really desire to decorate the pouch. Personally, I used beads and embroidery thread. But you're welcome to do anything you want. Now, here are the ingredients that differ depending on what you're trying to create. If you're trying to draw love to you or increase the intimacy in a relationship, I would add baby's breath and a cinnamon stick. The cinnamon stick will attract love and or increase the intimacy in a current relationship. And baby's breath represents everlasting love. If you don't want to add that to your seeking a relationship bag, that's perfectly fine, just add the cinnamon stick. But if you're trying to refresh some relationship love, that's a good one to add. Now, if you're making this spell bag for attracting self-love, I would would add a vanilla bean because, well, it has a lot of self-love qualities. Now, this is one of my...
all those ingredients, like, it's placebo effect, honestly. It's like, if you tell yourself that's what they're gonna do, that's what they're gonna do. You're gonna like see that and create that for yourself. If you add a cinnamon stick to your chai tea latte or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is gonna make so-and-so like me more, like, maybe it will because you believe that it will. So it kind of is like, it all kind of depends on like what you believe, and like the placebo effect of just like, your mind is so powerful. Like, your mind creates everything you see. Like, from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, you're constantly creating what you see out here with this. So if you tell yourself these things are going to do a certain thing, they probably will.
My all-time favorite ways to do spell work. And I know I say that all the time, but this one truly is my all-time favorite way to do spell work. And that's because you get to spend a lot of time with it and just working on it and building that intention, literally.
So I'm like starting to realize and see, just from like reacting to a lot of these, like a lot of Wiccan spells and like all that stuff use a lot of ingredients, and it's just a lot of effort. So on one hand, I think it's like pretty cool that you would invest like so much time and energy in like making something beautiful like this with all these like wholesome ingredients and herbs and fancy things. I just know if like I was in this boat, I would just bypass all of that, and like my thing would like, what's the quickest way I can get so-and-so to fall in love with me? Like, that would totally be me if I was younger. So like, this is very elaborate. I commend anyone who would take the time to get all those ingredients. Yeah.
Stitching your desires into it. And you'll get what I mean by that in a second. So to begin, prep your materials. Dye the bag if you have to, or the paper, and gather all of your decorations that you're going to use to adorn the bag. Dry your herbs if you need to, and just make sure you have everything ready. Next, adorn the talisman. Spend as much time as you can doing this. Personally, I spent 2 days with mine.
2 days?
I sat down and just created it. It was really wonderful and cathartic, and just a beautiful way to build my intention. I was literally stitching my will into the talisman. Really, just taking that much time to build your intent and put it into something does a lot. And that's really where the power in spell work comes from. You building your intent. Plus, I think it's important to create a fairly beautiful talisman because you're going to be wearing it. Probably should have mentioned that sooner, but we'll get into that in a bit. So once you're done decorating it, you've spent all this time putting all of your energy into it, it's time to start filling it with your ingredients. First, on the strip of paper, write an affirmation. Your affirmation should always be positive and say what you are seeking, not saying you don't want something anymore. Never say, I don't want this, I wish this wasn't a part of it. Nothing negative. Always say that you have this now. Make it fact. Write it as though it is here, present, and true.
So what I'm hearing with this part is like, it's not bad as long as you don't write down a specific name. Like, don't write down like, Bob is my soulmate, Bob is my boyfriend. Like, don't write down any specific name. Otherwise, you are creating a reality where you are tying into that person without really their consent, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to like create some reality where like they're gonna start to notice you, or they're gonna like be tied into you, kind of thing.
For example, if you were trying to draw a relationship towards you, write, I now have a love that is good and right. Only positives. Write it as though it is here, present, and now. and really nothing negative. Don't say, I am no longer single, or I am no longer unhappy with my relationship. Don't do those things. Only positives. Now, also, it's important while writing your affirmation, as I stated at the beginning of this video, if you're seeking a relationship or hoping to build on your current one, make sure your words don't manipulate anyone's will or freedom of choice. I think the easiest way to avoid this is to not single anybody out and to omit any names. So, if you're making it to draw a relationship to you, do not single out that one person you have a crush on. That's not how this works. Even if you have...
I got way too excited. I will be darned. This might be the first spell I don't despise. I take that back. I don't despise these spells that I've reacted to. They're just creepy and they like... I mean, some of them are just like horrible. You guys have seen them. Like, they're just not good. This one in particular, I'm like not hating this one. This one is like so far not taking someone's life force. So far, this one is not sucking the life out of someone. It's not taking someone's soul. It's not dragging them into the underworld. So like, okay.
A specific person in mind. I know most of you aren't going to like this, but in order to write a harm-free love spell, you can't direct it to a specific person. You'll just have to write something like, I'm now in a relationship that is happy, da-da-da-da-da. And perhaps if your crush is the person that's right for you, that's the relationship that will happen.
Yes.
But that isn't a guarantee.
Yay.
The goal of the spell, if you were to work it in a way to draw a relationship to you, is just that, to draw a relationship to you, one that is right for you. And hey, maybe that will be with the person you have in mind. But you may be surprised and find something else that might be even better. And similar to that, when you're looking to improve the love in your current relationship, write your affirmation in a way that solely pertains to you. For example, you could say something like, I am now fully happy and deeply in love within my relationship. Omitting names and writing it so it only pertains to you is a pretty safe bet when it comes to trying to do no harm within your spell work, especially when it comes to love spells. Hi, sweetie. Are you happy? Yes.
Aww.
Just gonna be right there? Okay. After you've written your affirmation, fold it 3 times and slip it into the bag.
It's very like interesting because like so far the spell is like, it's not bad. It's pretty safe, even, I could use that word. With her though, it's interesting because I see like a little tiny version of her and it's like asking for help. It's like a little teeny like miniature version of her and it's like, hello, help, please, help. I don't know what that is or why that's happening, but it's almost like she's maybe stuck.
Written your affirmation, fold it 3 times and slip it into the bag. Then add your herbs and crystals one at a time, filling each with your intent. Then finally tie the pattern.
I don't know why I keep seeing the word unusual like around her. I have no idea, but it's just like in all caps, unusual. I don't know.
Patch shed with your purple ribbon while reciting your affirmation and filling it with your personal power. If you're creating this talisman to either draw love in or to better your relationship, tie it 6 times, repeating your affirmation each time. Then, carry it with you. You can either slip it into a bag or tie it around your waist. Personally, that's what I prefer, especially if you've made it really...
So the whole 6 times thing pulls you kind of into like that reality where like you need to do certain things over and over and over again for it to work. It kind of pulls you into like the mental realms where it's governed by like numerology, astrology, like being affected by the moon, like that reality where all that stuff exists, where there's like a reality above that where like things are just instant. Like you think something, instant. And that's ruled by faith, just total divine faith. Like you don't have to question anything. You don't have to do certain things over and over and over again. Like you just, when you know something, it just is and you see it in the world. You know you deserve love, and then you just see love mirrored back to you. So the whole 6 things, tying it, I kind of made me go like, oh, like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just like, there's something a little bit better than that.
Beautiful and lovely. I think it's just a perfect way to carry that energy with you everywhere you go. Then, once the spell takes effect, take your bag and bury it into the earth. Now, you can recover your crystals if you'd like, or...
I see, like, literally in all caps, don't do that. Like, don't bury the bag. I wonder if that has something to do with, like, keeping, like, the energy, like, maybe it, like, takes you, like, into, like, the bottom of the earth, and it's not necessarily, like, the earth that you want to be connected with, because keep in mind, like, there's not just one earth. There's, like, new earth, which is basically, like, where you can't be really affected by emotions, when it's just faith, love, all that good stuff. And then you have, like, the earth that, like, I think, like, most of the planet is still tied into, which is anger, fear, duality, like, rage, fighting, like, that kind of thing. So for some reason, I don't know why, I just see, like, don't bury it in the earth.
Even save the bag. But it's good practice to bury the herbs and give back that energy into the earth.
It's not, that does not resonate with me. That doesn't feel like it's actually, like, giving energy back to the earth.
Okay, and just to reiterate, for this love talisman, regardless of which type you're making, you're going to need 1 pink or red pouch, anything you wish to adorn it with, 1 strip of pink paper, red ink, dried rose petals, 2 apple seeds, or just 1 apple seed if you are creating this for self-love, 1 piece of rose quartz.
I missed that. It's the apple seeds, you guys. It's the apple seeds that kind of pull you, like, down into, like, the earth, but, like, not in a good way. It's like, because the 2 apple seeds are like the 2 people's, like, life force energy. Like, let's say it's you and you have a crush on Bob, and, like, yeah, you might not necessarily have, like, written Bob's name, because, like, in the spell she said don't, but then you, like, bury those in the earth, and for some reason it's, like, kind of tying a piece of both of your energies, like, in the icky earth. So that is very interesting.
1 piece of clear quartz and a purple ribbon. If you're creating the spell to attract a new love, you can include baby's breath and a cinnamon stick. Including baby's breath is optional. If you are creating this to renew old love, add the baby's breath as well as the cinnamon stick. If this spell is simply for self-love, a vanilla bean is all you need extra. Begin by preparing your materials. Dye the bag if you must, dry the herbs that are fresh, and gather the materials used for adorning the talisman. Dedicate as much time as you're willing, stitch your intentions into the fibers as you work. After all this is done, on the strip of paper, write your affirmation. Then, fold the paper 3 times and slip it into the pouch. Add the herbs and crystals one at a time, filling each with your intention. Tie the bag shut with your ribbon while reciting your affirmation and placing your personal power inside. If you are crafting this talisman to draw love in or to better your relationship, tie it shut with 6 knots.
See, like, for some reason, like, the whole 6 knots thing, it feels like it's taking, like, an aspect of the person that you have a crush on or the person you're currently with. Like, it almost feels like it's almost like putting them in a loop. Like, it's taking a piece of them. Like, it's like when you're constantly chasing your tail. Like, that's what I'm seeing. It's like there's a piece of them that's, like, in just this, like, infinity loop somewhere, and it's like a tiny piece of them, and they might not even realize it, but it's like almost taking an aspect of them and putting it somewhere where, like, they're not free. That's very interesting. I don't know, but it's when she mentioned, like, the 6 loop thing again, I almost saw, like, someone, like, chasing their tail, and then I see, like, an infinity loop, and it's almost like, it's not like their entire self, but it's like, let's say you have a crush on, like, Jeff or something. It's like taking an aspect of Jeff, or they're like hitting a wall. I don't know, I just keep seeing a bunch of images of like hitting a wall, chasing your tail, like something where you like get stuck and you can't get out of. Yeah.
Number 6 signifies compatible energies between two people. Be sure to recite your affirmation with each knot tied. Carry the bag with you until the spell takes effect. Then bury it back into the earth. Alrighty guys, that's...
So what I just heard is that numerology, I don't even know if like what, doesn't matter. I'm hearing that like numerology, anything where like you believe that numbers have a very specific meaning, like it's part of like the created reality, which is still like, you know, the old earth where you have to rely on spells and like this kind of stuff. So like anything like numerology, astrology, all that is still kind of like old earth. Yeah.
That's just about it. It's a pretty simple, lovely love spell. If you guys are new here and haven't seen my channel before, go ahead and check it out. It's full of witchcraft and Wicca and things of the sort. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had to do it. Valentine's Day.
So this is, I don't know why I'm seeing this. So before I say what I'm about to say, no one be mean. Like literally this is just what I'm saying, what I'm seeing. I see like on both sides of her like chest area, I see like courage and then coward on the other side. It's like courage, coward, courage, coward. I'm not saying she's a coward. That's just literally, I see like those two words. Like, I don't know if that means anything to her. I don't know if there's a piece of her that feels courageous and then there's a piece of her that feels cowardly. Like, I don't know, but I just see like those two words. Very interesting.
Hey, those are the rules, right? I don't know. Just felt like the right time to create something like this. I hope to see you soon. Bye.
There was like pieces of that spell I was like super on board with. I was like, yeah, like don't write a name of a specific person because like that's kind of creepy. And like they're either gonna like find out like because they'll feel it, or like maybe they don't even feel it, but it still like takes away their free will. So I'm like all for her saying like don't write the name of a specific person. However, there's like bits and pieces of like the actual spell that still kind of felt like it kind of pulled you into like that kind of created reality. I ain't a witch. I don't practice this stuff. I don't know much about it. All I really know is just what I see. So that's pretty much what I saw. Trust your intuition, believe in your intuition, and if you get like a gut feeling that something doesn't feel right, don't go through with it. If you honestly feel like in your heart that something feels right, then that's up to you, you know? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Also comment below, let me know what you guys want me to react to next. And again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.